Lieutenant Avery Kincaid opened the hatch to the deck and saw a body. No, a stain, blood, on the metal deck, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, on the USS Valiant, a Navy destroyer. 12 hours ago, Master Chief Garrett Hale had been standing on that stain, talking to Avery. Tomorrow morning, I'll finish my report. Then I'll show you. You're the only person I trust. Now Garrett was dead. Accident. Official report. Master Chief Hale, during routine inspection at 0300 hours, slipped on wet deck, fell over railing into ocean. Body not recovered. Ocean current. But Avery had known Garrett for 8 years. Garrett never slipped. Garrett, 25 years in the Navy, had walked that deck 1,000 times. In darkness, in storms. Never slipped once. And Garrett's last words. "You're the only person I trust." Why? Because there were people on this ship he couldn't trust. Avery touched the bloodstain. Still wet. Fresh. And Avery Kincaid, 29 years old, naval intelligence officer, understood something that day. Garrett had been murdered. There was a killer on this ship. And Avery was trapped in the middle of the Pacific Ocean on a ship with 300 people. Nearest land, 1,200 miles. Nearest help, 48 hours. And the killer on board. Somewhere, watching Avery. Naval Station Norfolk, Virginia. 8 years ago. Avery Kincaid, fresh graduate from Annapolis Naval Academy. First assignment, intelligence officer. Young, eager, but inexperienced. First day, received a warning. Stay away from Master Chief Garrett Hale. He's a difficult man. When Avery first met Garrett, understood why. Garrett, in his 40s, scars on his face, cold stare, quiet but dangerous. "Lieutenant Kincaid," Garrett said, entering Avery's office. "I am your mentor. Whether you want it or not, because the Navy decided so. Chief, Shut up. Listen, you're 22 years old. You know nothing. I'm 40. 22 years in the Navy. I know everything. So now I'll talk. You'll listen." Avery was angry, but stayed silent. Being an intelligence officer, Garrett continued, isn't just writing reports. It's rating people. Who's lying? Who's hiding something? Who's dangerous? And on a ship, everyone lies, because everyone hides something. Your job, figure out which secret matters, which doesn't. First 6 months, Avery hated Garrett. The man was harsh, demanding, never gave praise. But then something happened. Deployment. Middle East. They stopped a ship appearing to be military cargo, but actually smuggling weapons. Boarding team entered. Avery, as intelligence officer, checked the ship manifest. "Clean," Avery reported. "Nothing suspicious." But Garrett looked over Avery's shoulder. "Wrong. Look at this container number, 447, but the manifest jumps from 446 to 448. 447's missing." Avery checked again. Garrett was right. When that container opened, 200 automatic weapons, heading to Iran. "See," Garrett had said, "everyone hides something. You'll learn to read the details. Otherwise, people die." From that day, Avery listened to Garrett and learned. For 8 years, Garrett was Avery's mentor, not just work life. Garrett taught Avery how to trust, how to suspect, how to survive. And now, Garrett was dead. USS Valiant, 24 hours ago. Avery was in the cabin reviewing classified reports on laptop. USS Valiant was on routine patrol in the Pacific, ordinary deployment. But when Garrett knocked on the door, his face showed worry. "Avery, we need to talk." Private Avery closed the door. "What happened?" Garrett scanned the room, as if checking for listening devices. Then quietly, "There's a problem on this ship." "What problem?" "I don't know exactly, but something's wrong. Last 3 weeks, I've been monitoring encrypted communications, unofficial, from ship systems, but coded. Someone's communicating outside. Illegal." Avery's heart raced. "Who?" "I don't know, but high level. Because access is restricted. Only senior officers. Did you report to the captain? Garrett paused. No. Because I suspect the captain. Avery froze. Captain Morrow. Yes. Either him or the XO, executive officer. One of them. Garrett, that's a serious accusation. I know. That's why I'm gathering evidence. Tomorrow morning, I'll finish my report. I'll show you. You're the only person I trust. Why me? Because you're the intelligence officer. And because your family, Avery, for 8 years. You're the only person I trust. Avery swallowed. Garrett, if this is true, you're in danger. I know. That's why I'm being careful. Tomorrow morning, 0600, meet me in my cabin. I'll give you the report. You'll know what to do. Okay, but Garrett, be careful. Garrett smiled. Rare. I'm always careful. Those were the last words Garrett said to Avery while alive. 12 hours later, Garrett was dead. USS Valiant, 0300 hours. Avery woke to alarm. Man overboard! Man overboard! All hands muster! Avery ran. To the deck, chaos. Sailors running. Searchlights scanning the ocean. Executive Officer Lieutenant Commander Shaw. Master Chief Hale, during night inspection, fell from deck. Search initiated. Avery. What? Garrett fell? Impossible. Shaw. Blood traces on deck. Slippery surface. Broken railing. Open and shut case. 2 hours searching. Nothing. Pacific Ocean, dark, cold, endless. At 0600, Captain Morrow. Cease search. Master Chief Hale, lost at sea. Body not recovered. Avery went to the deck, where Garrett fell. Blood. Too much. More than just slipping. And the railing. Broken, but broken outward. As if Garrett fell and hit it. But Garrett was 6 feet 2 inches, 220 pounds. Just slipping wouldn't break the railing. Avery looked around. Nobody there. Went to Garrett's cabin, door locked. Avery used master key, intelligence officer privilege. Entered. Cabin was a mess, as if searched. Garrett's laptop gone. Reports gone. Files gone. Everything cleaned. But Avery knew Garrett. Garrett always made backups. Avery checked under Garrett's bunk. Loose board. Lifted it. Inside, USB stick. Small. Hidden. Avery took it. Put it in pocket. And at that moment, heard a sound. Door opening. Avery turned. XO Shaw stood in the doorway. Lieutenant Kincaid, what are you doing here? I was checking Chief Hale's belongings. For his family. Shaw entered the room. Looked around. This is restricted. You're an intelligence officer, but this cabin is currently off limits. I understand, sir. My apologies. Shaw approached Avery, eyes cold. Lieutenant, you were close to Chief Hale. I understand, but this was an accident. A tragedy, but an accident. No need for investigation. Understood. Avery looked at Shaw. Why was the man so defensive? Understood, sir. Good. Now leave, and don't come back here. Avery left. USB stick in pocket. And Avery now knew Garrett had been murdered, and Shaw was either the killer or knew who the killer was. Avery's cabin. 0800 hours. Avery plugged the USB into laptop. Encrypted, but Avery knew Garrett's passwords. 8 years mentor-student. Garrett had taught them. Password. Avery 2024. Avery's name plus year. USB opened. Inside one file. Cargo.pdf. Avery opened it. Read and froze. Garrett's report. USS Valiant officially on routine patrol, but actually carrying classified tech. EGIS radar system components. To be sold to China. Insiders. Captain David Morrow and XO Shaw. Both. $5 million each. Working with Chinese intelligence. Evidence. Encrypted communications. Attached. Coded. But I decoded them. Meeting point. 3 days from now. International waters. Rendezvous with Chinese vessel. I'm leaving this report to Avery Kincaid. If I die, Which I probably will because they discovered me. Avery, you finish this. Report it. Send to Naval Intelligence. Stop them. Garrett Hale, Master Chief, USN. Avery stared at the screen, trembling. Garrett had discovered that the captain and XO were selling classified tech to China, and they killed Garrett. And now, Avery was the only witness. On a ship with 300 people, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, nearest land 1,200 miles away, and the killers, captain and XO, controlled the ship. Avery had 3 options. Send report to Naval Intelligence immediately, but Captain controls all communications. Message will be blocked. Tell the crew, ask for help, but who will believe? Captain versus junior officer. Who looks more credible? Stay quiet. Wait 3 days until near land, then report. But in 3 days, Chinese ship will rendezvous. Too late. Avery closed the laptop, hid the USB, and made a decision. Finish Garrett's mission. But how? On a ship alone against Captain and XO? Avery made a plan. Risky, dangerous, but the only option. Gather evidence, get help from crew, and within 3 days expose Captain and XO. USS Valiant, 2,200 hours. Avery in darkness, in the corridor, walking silently. Target, Captain's cabin. If Garrett's encrypted messages were still in Captain's system, Avery could copy them. More evidence. But problem, Captain's cabin restricted. And at this hour, why would anyone be there? Avery approached the door, listened, silent, tried to open door, locked, used master key. Door opened, entered, dark, laptop on desk. Avery plugged in USB, started copying files. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 80% complete. Then a sound, footsteps, in corridor, approaching. Avery pulled USB, closed laptop, hid. Inside cabin, behind closet, door opened, light turned on. Captain Morrow and XO Shaw entered. Situation? Shaw asked. Morrow. Under control. Garrett's report in our hands. Laptop, files, everything destroyed. Shaw. But Kincaid, what was she doing in that cabin? Morrow. I don't know, but I'm suspicious. Garrett and Kincaid were very close. Maybe Garrett told her something. Shaw. Then Kincaid is also a problem. Morrow stayed silent. Then, yes, but we must be careful. Kincaid is intelligence officer. If she disappears, Naval Intelligence will investigate. Garrett's accident worked, but 2 accidents would be suspicious. Shaw. Then what do we do? Morrow. Watch. If Kincaid knows something, she'll act. And then we arrange another accident. Shaw. 3 days until rendezvous. Chinese ship will pick up cargo. $10 million. Until then, just watch and wait. Morrow. Okay, but Shaw, if Kincaid becomes a problem, you handle it. Like Garrett. Understood? Shaw. Understood. They left. Light off. Avery behind the closet breathed quietly. Now knew. 3 days. In 3 days, Chinese ship would arrive. Cargo transfer would happen. And if Avery couldn't stop it, classified tech would go to China. And Avery's life, within 3 days, an accident. Next morning, mess hall. Avery was eating when someone sat at the table. Petty Officer Lena Cross, 28 years old, communications specialist, smart, quiet, reliable. Lieutenant Kincaid, Lena said quietly, we need to talk. Private Avery looked. Why? Because Chief Hale's death wasn't an accident. And you know it too. Avery froze. How do you know? Because I'm a communications specialist, and for the last 3 weeks, I've been monitoring encrypted messages, Captain and XO, with China. Illegal. Avery looked at Lena. Was this a trap or a real ally? Why are you telling me now? Because after Chief Hale, I was scared. If they killed him, they'll kill me too. But you're an intelligence officer. You can do something. Avery decided. Had to take the risk. Couldn't do this alone. Okay, help me. Gather evidence, communications records, everything. Lena nodded. I will. But Lieutenant, be careful. They're watching you. Day 2, 0130 hours. Lena sent Avery an encrypted message. Communications room, 0130. Found the evidence. Avery in darkness went to communications room. Door ajar. Entered. Lena wasn't there, but XO Shaw was, and 2 armed security personnel. Shaw, Lieutenant Kincaid, we were waiting for you. Avery stepped back, but door closed, locked. Shaw, Lena Cross told us. You have Garrett's report. USB, where is it? Avery, I don't know what you're talking about. Shaw approached. Don't lie. Garrett gave you something. USB, that report has information about us. Give it to me. Avery, if I give it to you, you'll kill me. Shaw smiled. If you don't give it, we'll kill you anyway, but more painfully. Choose. Avery looked around. 2 security armed. Shaw blocking door. No escape. But Avery had learned something from Garrett. If you can't escape, fight. Avery looked at Shaw. Okay, USB is in my cabin. I can go get it. Shaw, no. You stay here. We'll get it. Avery, then you won't find it. Because it's hidden. Only I know where. Shaw thought. Then, okay, but you're not going alone. Jones, go with her. And Kincaid. If you try anything, Jones will shoot you. Understood? Avery nodded. Avery's cabin, 0145 hours. Avery and security specialist Jones entered cabin. Jones, where's the USB? Avery, in my closet. Back section, open closet, reach to back. Jones approached, and Avery suddenly turned. In hand, Garrett's tactical knife. Had hidden it. Grabbed Jones's weapon. Pushed. Stabbed knife into Jones's neck. Jones didn't scream. Fell silently. Blood. Avery took Jones's weapon. M9 Beretta. Now armed. But still on ship, 300 people. Captain and XO in control. And in 24 hours, Chinese ship would rendezvous. Avery made a decision. Finish Garrett's plan. But not quietly anymore. Loudly. USS Valiant, 0600 hours. Morning assembly. Entire crew on deck for morning briefing. Captain Morrow about to speak. But Avery on upper deck level, M9 in hand, was waiting. Captain Morrow, crew this morning. Avery hacked the intercom. Lena had helped. Was a real ally. Avery's voice echoed throughout ship. Everyone listen. I'm Lieutenant Avery Kincaid. There's a traitor on this ship. Actually, 2 traitors. Captain Morrow and XO Shaw. They're selling classified tech to China. And Master Chief Garrett Hale discovered this. That's why they killed him. Crew shocked. Chaos. Captain Morrow. Kincaid. This is madness. Surrender immediately. Avery. I have evidence. USB, Garrett's report, encrypted messages, communications with China. All here. And in 18 hours, Chinese ship will be here. For cargo transfer. If we don't stop it, classified tech goes to the enemy. Shaw. Crew, Kincaid is having a mental breakdown. Don't trust her. But Lena Cross entered intercom. I'm communications specialist Lena Cross. Lieutenant Kincaid is telling the truth. I saw the messages too. Captain and XO are traitors. Other crew members started whispering. Doubt. Captain, security. Arrest Kincaid. But crew remained motionless, no longer knew who to trust. And at that moment, a voice. I believe Kincaid. Lieutenant Marcus Vaughn. Weapons officer, senior officer. Vaughn. Chief Hale was in the Navy for 25 years. Most honorable man. If he discovered classified tech smuggling and was killed for it, there must be an investigation. Other officers nodded. Captain was cornered. Shaw drew his weapon, aimed at Avery. Everyone back. Kincaid is a traitor. I'll kill her. But Avery was faster, aimed M9 at Shaw. Shaw, drop the weapon. It's over. Shaw. No. I'm delivering this cargo. $5 million. Mine. Avery. For Garrett. And for everyone betrayed. Fired. Shaw fell. Captain Morrow tried to run, but crew caught him. USS Valiant. 48 hours later, Pearl Harbor. Captain Morrow and deceased Exo Shaw reported for treason. Naval intelligence investigation initiated. Chinese ship arrived at rendezvous point, but no cargo transfer. Mission failed. Classified tech secured. And Master Chief Garrett Hale, officially, murder victim killed by traitors. Family received compensation. Name added to Navy Memorial. Avery Kincaid, Medal for Valor, and promoted to Lieutenant Commander. But Avery didn't care about the medal, only one thing mattered. Had finished Garrett's mission. At the ceremony, Avery looked at Garrett's photograph. Garrett, I finished your mission. Traitors caught. Tech safe. And you are not forgotten. And Avery Kincaid walked forward with the lesson learned from 8 years with a mentor. Everyone hides something, but the truth always comes out. And justice, sooner or later, finds its place. If this story inspired you, subscribe to Shadowed Glory Stories. Like and comment. See you in the next operation.